Sorry, Adonai, for the terms. And I'm sorry for this cut. I'm proceeding into the ending of the video. And then in the middle of this all, there is difficulty thinking even at the extreme of the reality to trying to best like friends and like victims and poor ones and trying to best like if there will be class of a very clever will be enough for. Thing is, other, but not everything just like this, but are capable to get to the extreme of the most of the radical of the extreme of any reason that nobody will ever understand, even the most of the extreme of the violence and abomination, the generation to masking, and the most of the violence within whenever you find out. The extreme of the degeneration and abomination they all are for the making what they say to. This is not to disestimating, and this is not to underestimating. And we gotta be careful. And in the middle of this reality, we are found in a reality redundantly, which is not nice to handle, and I am scared at the clear fact of people that I don't want. They to suffer what they don't have to. All through this all, today almost kidnaps Catalbas in Israel. Also Julio Doniero, also Gilberto da Silva, Eyal Golan, Ofra Haza, and also to Hayden Yasvek from Lebron, and also to Eli. And you know what happened? There are 109 of perras articheras watching for the top of the bodies and seeking for sacrificial or sacrificial. And there were more strategy of this degenerates like the last night, which has frustrated 18 nuclear heads trying to be installed to blast the world in pieces, like Cristina Kirchner, oficialísima Argentina, Guillermo Horacio Prein, and Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, Policía Federal Argentina, Gendarmería Nacional, especially perras Sodoma y Gomorra, considered of expertise of some well, like I said, perras Sodoma y Gomorra, which doesn't mean homosexuality. Sodoma and Gomorrah are not like this, and I already explained, and pretending to keeping and to having and possessing my accounts and Gibson Delaring Dayton and Orai. And all through this, today pretending to putting in Ginebra, in New York, in Paris, in Madrid, and Moscow, as possible in Gaza City, blaming Israel, and stupid because of pretense to putting a 3 gigatons head, which Israel will ever be completely destroyed, saying that Israel will ever do. Suicidal is a joke. So brainless, mierda degenerada Argentina, atrofiada mierda, and further this, the clear fact not for being atrofiada mierda, but also not to underestimating because of they are smart B-words enough to the making the harms like you will never imagine. So brainless in front of Celadon and the reality of the blefesechlahi, sick, complete, atrofiada, podrida, ta sucia degeneración, with the pardon of victims and innocents and for it, which are. This is the regular Argentina, which peronistas, oficialistas, y toda perra sucia de generación considered of superior and commanders of the land, gives and produces, and is what they are for. So in the middle of the reality it is with perras cristianas evangelistas, which are the same class, with the pardon of victims and for it, and God, everyone that says, oh, he's trying to taking the opportunistic, oportunista sos vos, perra, que vivís haciendo adivinación y profanación y degeneración para ver a quién le robás lo que le pertenece, diciendo que porque no está en tu prostíbulo, creído de iglesia y algo del reino de los cielos, y no hace lo que vos mandás, no puede ser del Señor. Perra degenerada, ladrona, bruja, perra, sucia de cuarta. Asesino de mierda, profano, pagano, brujo, hijo de perra. Basura, pobre, infeliz de cuarta reventada. Porque lo que tenés no te pertenece ni te perteneció, es todo robado. Y de eso vivís con tu... El Señor me responde y en el nombre del Señor yo soy profeta. Condicionás, mancillás, manipulás, generás lo que necesitas como cualquier bruja de cuarta. Le sacás a la gente, robás y decís el Señor te provee. Perras infelices. Sorry. And at the reality of this, in pleveseh roach lekimi, a pleveseh sof plechmacha chanimi. In shefos lafes matlachadikimian. You know? And in the middle of this all just happened like naturally. They do. And I don't rob, perra. Yo trabajo con justicia. Y con justicia te saqué lo que le robaste a mi gente, vos y las perras, las maricas y las prostitutas, después de haber violado y asesinado, y después de haber entregado órganos con homicidio en primer grado para tener tu dinero. Que no es tu dinero, ni lo fue ni lo será. Perra Guillermo Prein, perra Osvaldo Carníbal, perra Mar Cabrera, perra Juan Crudo, perra Carlos Anacondia, perra Cristina Kirchner, perra Aníbal Fernández, perro degenerado, perra marica, milica argentina y Fuerzas Armadas. Justicia de la Corte Criminal Internacional. Yo no soy ladrón, vos sos una perra infame, abominable, degenerada, troglodita, y así morís. Violaste, reventaste, arruinaste la vida de mi gente y les quitaste todo lo que tenían después de violación masiva diciendo se tenía que hacer y tenías derecho. Y viviste robándome a mí, todavía lo haces con la perra prostituta de cuarta pre-carníbal diciendo que tenés derecho y que te pertenece y que me haces lo que querés. Sitiándome, aislándome y privándome de acceder a lo que sea y amenazando con matar y reventar gente por cualquier cosa que acceda o que vaya a demostrar o que trate de relacionarme o de acceder en. Extorsionándome para parecer un degenerado, un criminal, una basura, una mierda. Para vos jugar a la estrella, puto podrido que sos. Perdón por el término, gente. Y creerte que tenés derechos. Pedazo de perra degenerado diciendo que me haces esto por la patria. Pedazo de trolazo. Y trola de cuarta. So in the middle of this all, the clear fact of the today's is exactly the clear fact of the soul which we understand is what I'm saying. I don't rob, I make justice, trollo. And this is not what you say. And you won't say what it is. Ejército argentino, Armada Argentina, Policía Federal Argentina, Rotaries of Faggots, Degenerates Argentina, and the whole damn shit evangelic and the whole damn whore and pedophilic and fag officialism peronism Argentina. You don't say what it is. Neither tribunales perras de cuarta oficialistas, neither perras de cuarta forenses, neither perras de cuarta Borda Alviar Piñeiro and no other. This is what the reality says it is, and my mouth expresses the clear it is. Shalom. Perdonadme los términos. Sorry Israel. Sorry people. So the clear fact of this, blessed halakmia blevesmasecha halkimi v'mavam, and blevesechra halakimi chanim, and I just made them my pesach. To trying to fix and restoring and making the right job and the right thing where I belong with. And perra marica, brain, perra marica, con satanales, carnival, and associated, cursing and destroying, saying that I make pact with bewitched twine that they makes the job for that to be look like. And giving the choices to perra Sodom and Gomorrah, saying they to get inside him and to make and destroy him and to making everything. And after Adonai answered, started to profaning me, saying, we're within the world, Sodom and Gomorrah. Profaning my person, and delaring after Adonai answered and made in the job. So in the middle of this reality and this thing, kept on making the witchcraft and denigration and the whole yesterday, Guillermo Horacio Prey, Osvaldo Carnival, Carlos Anacondia, Mar Cabrera, Juan Crudo, Claudio Freitzen, and others, making the staging of the, oh, we're holy, we're good, and we only attend the things of the Lord, and to see our churches are in peace, and we do the right job, and what does it does? In front of the whole of the world, saying that I will ever be, after a supposed Pesach and making the supposed job, coming for the having sex all around and behaving like a whore and like a fag. And supposedly chunky stuff, and supposedly much other. While perras degeneradas keeps on playing the I got you, and I put you in your place, and I'm gonna put them in the place they are, in the hell death, right sooner. So in the middle of this reality, I were denigrated like hell yesterday, and I were in front of a A.M.BLANCO that I were sent to say hello. And sick shit, but I'm making the term sick shit it is for, right? See I5. And this, oh, it is the same you to stay or you to leave. So I am not wasting time with a them also that looks like the same if I go around or I do not, for whatever it has. A pain in the rectum, or I don't know, an erection at the glans, extreme, or some stomach pain and need of eating something, or thirsty for drinking something, or simply watch a fly just flying around and a bother because of, I don't know, has a very intestinal gas, cannot get out and doesn't function the way, so maybe goes through the mouth, right? In the middle of the reality of and I had to get out. And I said, I don't need this denigration, this destruction, and I said, enough. And I just went away, and, well, he will see. If he considers anything different as his intestinal gas that going down mountain, instead coming for the natural procedure just went off of its body through the mouth, at the reality of the soul and understanding the clear fact of a plevesechlachis, not in plezimia plevascomasivaki, rechalachmalak, evangelictas all the time. They farts through the mouth, and it's exactly the fever they has in the brains. Shit. Metroma plevechalchaba blechivia plevesevespodlema flechidiscatlache halagamatlachinim, recho pleveferrach livia plevesevespodlema plechachalagaman. Maybe you sometimes realize about there's not the same somebody to be around or not. Maybe you realize sometimes that there's not the same you to go to see a full video or you just to think to educate yourself. And maybe you realize that being at the reality and understanding who you are is not the same like being just a piece of a shit. And maybe you realize something sometime like you Argentina with the pardon of victims and innocence, and you see that it were not the same. Until you do get the clear, or you to disappear from the earth phase, and shape, and surface, and not you to come to any other planet, just to go to hell. So if you produce shit, you remain in the shit. Understand? Whatever you to do is your product that you are going to receive and remaining. If you don't understand where is the reality, your product is your fortune. And if you're shit and you produce shit, it's what you get forever. Shala. Understand? So what the reality of this, the shit Argentina keeps on producing shit and there remains in the shit, with the burden of victims and innocents that we don't have to suffer or bear at all. https www.odrmc middle. Vamos a tomar al mundo, les guste o no les guste, y nosotros mandamos y se los vamos a demostrar, porque nosotros somos la suprema, la estrella de la mañana y el pedo de la noche. Middle, ODRMC, BMT, BRM, BXT, middle cis, middle OXM, 4143.10T, https www.mmrdsb, middle, Somos lo que nosotros decimos y le vamos a demostrar a todo el mundo que siempre tuvimos la razón. Teníamos que ser nosotros y no él. Después de algo santo que nosotros tomamos porque nos pertenece y tenemos derecho, se atrevió a ir a buscar a nuestros hombres y se comió 80. Middle. Y tenemos todas las fotos y las demostramos al mundo. Middle. Porque somos las estrellas del mundo. Y vamos a mostrar que somos nosotros y no él. Sorry, the train to still racing. I do not so perfect because if I don't like to get ridden. So I make like a fun, ugly face like instead. Sorry. Middle. OXT5153 middle says middle MDRMC. 48.NT. Systems recall F4. Last split. Last key. Oh. Sorry. Malfunction. April. We are at the 7th already, 2015, and this should be around 7:30, maybe 8, I don't know.